community. I'm Jane Wilson, South African triple Olympian hockey player. I'm delighted to be able to spend my time with you today. Hopefully I can give you a little bit of insight into what I'm up to at this stage in my life. Coming to you all the way from Canterbury in the United Kingdom. I think it's played to true weather style with not much sunshine, unfortunately, today. But I'm looking forward to spending some time with the G Sport community, who have always been incredible supporters and promoters of female athletes and coaches and women in sport. The international scene is treating me very well, keeping me very busy, and seems to be helping me accumulate a lot of grey hairs too. Normal at the moment is very square and one-dimensional, and I suppose remote programs have to exist for a little while, so a lot of what we're doing at the moment is through a computer screen, but looking forward to returning to some sort of normal pretty soon. This time with the Scotland women's team has been absolutely incredible. I've learnt a lot about coaching as an international coach. I've learnt a lot about the players. I've learnt a lot about myself also. It's been very intriguing, and I'm delighted to be a part of this journey. Probably not initially. I think when I got involved as an assistant coach, I was delighted to be given the opportunity. And spent some time in that environment, and I suppose you always consider what could be your next stepping stone. However, until the opportunity was actually presented to me, I probably didn't think it might be a reality. However, when it was there and it was possible, I knew that I wanted to grab hold of it with both hands, and I'm absolutely delighted I did. The 5 seasons working with the men's team was absolutely superb. I look back on it with very fond memories. I was lucky enough to have an incredible group of players who were extremely dedicated and keen to learn. But it was also a very fun, enjoyable environment. So for a female coach to be working with the men's team was quite unique at that stage. But they had so much respect for me. I'm very grateful to all of them, and I'll hold those memories for a very long time. My time with Canterbury Hockey Club feature very highly in my level of achievement as a coach. I feel that as a team I had the opportunity to work with some very high caliber players, and the team had the opportunity to also play in a club setting, the top club setting within a European environment. And the quality of player that we came up against were some of the top Dutch, German, Spanish, Irish players in the world also. So yeah, I think it probably created a good platform for me to springboard into international coaching also. I think if I reflect on my time working with men's and women's teams, I think it's important to acknowledge that there probably isn't a significant difference working with men's or women's teams. It's more recognizing that every player is a person and is a different individual, and it's more about getting to know each individual and how you can make each individual better, but also understanding what they have going on in their lives alongside their hockey careers. So I suppose that's probably one of my biggest reflections. I think when I look back on my playing days, I can feel very proud about them. I also have no regrets at all. I know that in the time that I committed to being an international hockey player, I gave absolutely everything I could to be the best that I could be, and made sure that every minute on the pitch mattered to the team, and being able to represent my country. So I'm delighted that I was afforded that opportunity, but I also appreciate that I put a lot of hard work, time, effort and energy into achieving that too. That definitely makes me feel extremely proud. I think just to be an Olympian, to go and represent your country at one Olympic Games is a huge achievement for any athlete, and it's something that most athletes really aspire to achieve. So to know that I had the opportunity to represent my country on 3 occasions most certainly makes me extremely proud. I think my message would be never give up. Dedicate as much time, effort and energy that you possibly can to achieve your goals. There will be some bumps in the road, but that's all part of the journey and helps you reflect on what a wonderful opportunity it is. And most importantly, I think, don't forget the enjoyment factor. You play your sport because you love the game, and that keeps you well driven and balanced throughout. I think it's important to keep speaking about women in sport in a playing capacity, in a coaching capacity. I think there are many talented female athletes and coaches out there, and it's communities like G Sport that help promote all of these women in sport. So I think the more that we can all pull together to continually put our message out there that we are there, we are a part of making sport in general very successful, and we can also inspire the younger generation to see what is possible. It's an interesting one. I think over a period of time if I had to look back on a name that springs to mind immediately, I suppose it would be Penny Haynes. And I remember watching her as a young athlete and seeing her represent her country at an Olympic Games. And I suppose that made me recognise that it is possible. But I think throughout my career there are many women who have inspired me, and I think most importantly, a lot of those women would actually be some of my teammates. When I see some of my teammates who have played in the South African national hockey team, the things that they've been able to achieve, that's inspired me as I've played in that team with them over a long period of time. It means a lot to me. I think it shows again what is possible. To be working with the Scotland women's team, I'm incredibly proud to be a part of that program. But I also will never forget my roots. I'm South African through and through, and although I'm working with the Scottish women's team, I appreciate my journey to get there and be a part of it. And my role is to help make that team the best that they can possibly be. But I'll never forget where my journey started either. I think G Sport have been incredible supporters and promoters of women in sport, and I think to have a support system like that is incredibly vital to helping athletes and women in sport be successful. So I think they play a very important role. I suppose I want to ensure that I am continually being successful with all elements within my life. Anything that I'm dedicating a large portion of my time, I want to know that I'm achieving something. So I do juggle a fair amount of work commitments. However, I appreciate it is all worth it. And my ambition is to ensure that I'm still able to contribute in all of those areas to the best level of my ability at all times. Thank you for watching today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. A big thank you to Cass and all of the hard work that she does behind the scenes to make the G Sports community what it is. Keep up the great work, everybody, and hopefully I get to see you all again soon. All the best. Bye-bye.